Well, hey everyone, my name is Rick Guttersohn. I'm a social worker, I'm a grief and loss speaker and trainer, but I'm also just a guy, just like everyone else who's going through a pandemic. I'm a husband, I'm a father to an 8-month-old, and just like you, trying to make sense of everything that's happening around us with this pandemic, with this virus, with the economic challenges that we're experiencing, and just trying to figure out what do I do? How do I handle this? My heart breaks for all of the people who are grieving right now. Knowing that the thing that brings so much comfort and healing to people during times like this is being together and having memorial services and grief support, and to know that even those kinds of things are not something that we can do right now in this kind of socially distant world is heartbreaking. But there's also so many other people going through different types of losses right now. I'm thinking about all of my nurse friends on Facebook who are sharing stories of being on the front lines and just feeling devastated after pouring their whole heart and soul into these patients and these people that they're caring for, knowing that they're representing not just a nurse, but an entire family who can't be there to support them or to sit by their bedside and say goodbye. Or I'm even thinking about the parents and the students who've had their senior years canceled, or the proms or the sports games, the championship games, and how important those were to me growing up as a high school student, and how devastated I would be if I didn't have those things. So many of you right now are experiencing losses, and I just want to say I'm sorry. We think of grief when it comes to sadness and tears, and we think about people dying, but grief is a response to loss and not just to death. And everything that we're surrounded with right now in our community and in our culture and in our countries is full of losses. I mean, loss of jobs, loss of health, loss of financial status or financial security, and even thinking about things like independence and freedom and control, things like social environments. And honestly, the things that we usually use to cope with or even escape these feelings that we're struggling with, those have been taken away from us too right now, leaving us to just sit down and go, what do we do? What am I supposed to do with all of this? The hardest thing about feeling this way is that feeling like there's something wrong with us. And when you're not around other people, you feel like you're the only one going through it, and you're not. It's just we don't talk about it. We share cat memes and we share funny stories. And I'm guilty of that too, because I want to fill Facebook and social media things with things that are funny and exciting. But truthfully, even I've felt anxious. I felt scared. Did I touch this, or did I come in contact with this thing? Did I wash my hands the right way? Or did I make sure I didn't touch that doorknob when I left the store? It's hard. And it puts an incredible amount of pressure on us. Stress and everything. It just enhances the fear and the anxiety, the anger that we're feeling. So many people are angry because of the way others are responding to this pandemic. And there's a sense of, I don't know what to do with that anger. So maybe I'll throw it out online, or I'll act out on my family members, or I just bottle it up and I feel helpless and depressed inside. You don't have to live that way right now. If we can identify the types of losses that we are experiencing in the midst of this pandemic, it's going to allow us to communicate how we're really feeling and kind of process that, but also to regain a sense of peace in the midst of this, because we can't control what's happening around us, but we do have a sense of control of how we respond to it. And so my hope in making this video and future videos is that we can actually break that down and take a look at what are the losses that we're experiencing, how do we process that, the emotions and the other challenges that come along with those losses, and what can we do to kind of regain some peace in the midst of this pandemic. So thank you for watching this, and I'm looking forward to making future videos.